Hello everyone, I welcome you all to our channel, and in this particular video we are going to talk about general English, and we'll continue the same topic which we covered in the last video, which is pronouns. So in the last video we discussed some of the types and some important rules on pronouns. To continue with the series, we'll discuss some more important rules which you should definitely know about pronouns. So we'll start with the 7th rule now, which says, when the sentence has a positive context, the order of pronouns has to be you, he, and I, which is the second person, third person, and the first person. So first of all, you need to understand that what do I mean by this entire text which has been written in the bracket. Okay? So it's very clear that the first person is the one who is speaking or who is talking. The second person is the one who is listening. And the third person is about whom these two are talking. So you need to check that if in a sentence all three are mentioned, then you have to identify the context of the sentence first. If the context is positive or if the sentence conveys a positive meaning, then the order should be you, he, and I. That is, the second person, the third person, and at last the first person. Similarly, for negative context and for plural cases, the order is I, you, and he. First person, second person, and the third person. So this means in these cases where you have multiple persons given to you in the sentence, please identify the context or the meaning of the sentence first and accordingly choose the order of pronouns. For example, my uncle has invited you and Samir for lunch. So this means that the sentence is quite positive. It's a very, happy and good sentence. Okay, so it's a positive context. So the order should be second person and the third person. So the sentence is absolutely correct. I, you, and Amit will be punished. So this part of the sentence tells me that this is slightly negative now. They're talking about punishing someone. So this becomes something saddening or something negative. So the order should be 1, 2, or 3, that is the first person, second person, and the third person. I hope this is clear now, and we can now move on to the next rule, which says, whenever there is but, except, or any exception in a sentence, always use the objective case of pronouns after it. So this is again a very logical and a very simple rule which dictates that if a sentence mentions but, except, or any other word which talks about exception, then after that particular word, you have to use the objective case of pronouns. So objective case means if after these words there is a pronoun which has to be used, it should be in the objective form. I hope you remember the objective forms which we covered in the previous video. Further, but can also be used in place of except. Now this is something which is really important and which some of us don't know. We normally have this concept in our mind that but talks about just contradiction. But it's not like that. Let's look at the example. Nobody will help you but me. So this but doesn't mean contradiction. This but over here means exception. So the sentence says, nobody will help you except me. So this but talks about exception, and after exception I have used an objective case. Okay, so this is the rule. Next up is, everyone was present at the meeting except her. So this except is clearly mentioned over here. This will tell you that after this word there has to be an objective pronoun which is mentioned here, her. So this is again slightly logical and a very simple and straight rule. We can talk about the next rule now. The reflexive pronouns, I guess you remember them, all those pronouns which have self or selves, myself, himself, yourself, are never used as the subject of a sentence. So the concept of subject has already been told to you, and now you can very easily identify the subjects in a sentence. You have to keep in mind that these pronouns should never be used as subjects in a sentence. They can be used to talk about a subject already mentioned in the sentence. That means they can refer to some other subject, but they will never be the main subject of the sentence. Okay? So the examples are, I myself saw him with a lady in the cafe. So this means this saw over here is the verb of our sentence, and this directly refers to I. So this means I is the subject of the sentence. Okay. And this myself, it refers to the subject only, but it is not the exact subject in the sentence. He is himself responsible for the failure of this project. Again, the same case, this refers to the subject, but this is not the subject. Okay. So we can move further now and we can talk about the 10th rule. When one is used as the subject in a sentence, then the positive case if used is always once. Now this is a very, I would say, specific and hard and fast rule, which says that if you have this word as the subject in a sentence, this word one, in that case, if you have to form its possessive case, then it should be only once and nothing else. Okay? So look at the examples. One must not boast of one's own success. Please mind, you don't use any other possessive form. You don't say his, her, theirs, ours, whatever it is. If one is the subject, then the possession is only once, nothing else. One must be mindful of one's speed while driving. So this means one's speed. Again, once is the possessive case. So this is again a simple rule and this needs to be memorized. Alright. So the 11th rule says, each, every, either and neither are always used with a singular verb. So I have already told you in the previous video that all 4 of them, they are singular and obviously they will be used with singular verbs only. Examples. Each student has to come with his or her parents. Again, has is a singular verb, so this is correct. Every man has to pay for his deeds. Again, has is singular, so this is correct. Neither of the cameras is working. Now don't get confused with this word cameras. All that you have to look is neither. Since neither is present in the sentence, this is the singular verb we have to use. We don't have to get confused with cameras or whatever is given in the sentence. Alright, so the last example over here is either of these roads leads to the railway station. Again, don't get confused with this word. The only thing which we have to look over here is either. So I hope this rule is clear to you and I think that you were already aware of this. So we can talk about the next rule now, which is, as a general rule, who is used for persons only. Now this is very important because we at times get confused that where should we use who, okay? So it is used for persons only. This means who will be used when you talk about persons only. It may refer to a singular or a plural noun. So that means you can talk about one or more than one persons, but it should be for persons only. Also, whose. The possessive form of who is used in speaking of persons, animals, and things. So now this is slightly different, which tells you that the possessive form of who, which is whose, it can be flexibly used with persons, animals, and things, but who is used for persons only. Okay? We look at the examples. The man who is honest is trusted by all. Again, the man. So this is for a person. They never fail who die in a great cause. They never fail refer to persons. This is the question whose solution has baffled philosophers of all ages. So now this is the possessive form of who and this refers to something which is inanimate, something which is abstract. Okay? So whose can be used anywhere. The sun, whose rays give life to the earth, is regarded by some people as a god. So again, this whose is used for the sun over here, and it is not at all necessary to use whose only with persons, as is the case with who. So I hope these rules are clear to you, and now we can move further and look at the 13th rule, which says, which is used for things, animals, referring to a sentence, and for making a choice or selection. So we have already seen the cases where we have to use who or whose. Similarly, these are the cases where we should use which and nothing else. Let's look at the examples. The books which help you the most are those which make you think most. So over here, which refers to a non-living thing which is books. So that's why which is correct over here. The horse which I recently bought is an Arab. So this means this talks about an animal. So this is also correct now. The man was said to be drunk, which was not the case. Now please mind this which over here, it refers to this entire part of the sentence. It doesn't refer to the man, okay? This refers to this fact which has been given to you before this comma, alright? And the last one, which of the servants broke the cups? So this means that this which over here, it is used to talk about a selection or making a choice. Please don't get confused that why haven't we used who over here, okay? We have used which because I have already told you that whenever you make a choice or selection, you have to use which. So since you have to choose or tell from a group, therefore you have used which in the sentence. I hope this is clear to you, and we'll discuss the questions and the other rules in the next class. Till then, please keep revising. Thank you.